Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel, and as you all know, Masterpiece and the Beats, that's my name. And today I just want to take our time to say thank you all for taking me to 2K subscribers, and I'm grateful. And we're going to be taking this journey to another level. And today we are not going to be mixing any worship song or spontaneous worship. Today I'm going to be showing you people how to mix an Afrobeat song. So let's go straight to the point. Yo guys, so this is the session. So this sound I'm going to be using is a song I just dropped, me and my brother, KK2 Nice. It's out on every streaming platform. The link is on the description. So I'm going to be playing the song for some minutes so you pay attention and hear how it sounds, and then I'll take you through the mix and show you a lot I've done on the song. So this is it.
Everything go day alright. We go day okay. We gon' be alright. Oh, trouble my last for a night. Joy comes in the morning. Everything is gonna be okay. Making all the worry at all. Cause my father, she necessarily making all the worry at all.
Yeah, so this is the song, and shout out to KK2 Nice for collaborating with me on this song. It's actually a great experience. So as you can see on the session, this is almost everything about the song, a whole lot of stuff. So I made the beat on the same session and mixed on the same session, mastered on the same session. Trust me. So I'm going to be showing you two different ways, yeah, like how I got to achieve the mastering and then all the stuff. So, but let's go through, let's start from the instrument and let's see how everything sounds. So from here, yeah. So I'm going to be starting with this sound. This is a sound from Chromophone. Let's look over the name. This is a sound from Chromophone on the mallets, and it's called the Fairmount Marimba. That was what I used.
So, and if you check very well, you will notice that I love using FABFILTER EQ. So I use the FABFILTER EQ on it, and I did the high pass and the low pass thing, from mid. It's just simple. Here it sounds. Sounds very clean. And the reason why I use this is because I want to like have my sound in middle, like sectioned. I don't like a situation whereby I will have too much lows and too much high. And next on my list was my e piano from Launch Lizard. Um, yeah, let me open it and show you the name. So it's called the B Fly Rods. Yeah, under my e piano. So that's how it sounds, and I use the sound as my e piano on the beat. So next thing was my arpeggio. So there was an arpeggio I used on the beat, which was from Expand. Yeah, Expand. So let me go quickly and show you how it sounds. So this was a constant sound that was actually going under the beat. You know. Yeah. So it's called Metallic Approach from Expand, and trust me, I love the sound. So I was just creating, and I felt like using it. And the next on my list was a sound I use called um, is my synth patches. I used it on the like the melody. I mostly use it for the melody. So let me play it, and also. So the one you hear right now is the In the Night from Contact Library from Syntage, but I dual the specific sound. This specific sound I dual it, and it was like two sound playing, and I had the bell and others on it. So this is how it sounds. This was like my patches and some other sound playing the same thing. I just tagged this sound. Yeah. Yeah, then the bell. I added the bell to still give it small, R&B vibe. Yeah, it sounds. Yeah. Yeah, so that was it. And the next thing was me going back to my EQ as well. So I do the normal high pass and low pass thing, as usual, guys. I always love to do this most times. Like I love to do my high pass and low pass because I always want my things, my sound to always be sounding like I like to partition my sounds. I don't like a scattered sound, you know. So that was it. And for my synth, this thing, my synth patches, I didn't add anything. And then I have like synth bars too as well. So let's go to the synth bars. I use the synth bars from. Yeah, so it's actually a synth bars from Hive. I don't have the plugin here again, so you can't open. But that's a synth bars under the Hive most time, and I like using this same bars on my piano sounds, and it sounds great. So I was like, okay, let me just have a fusion of different instrument here. Now let me go to the drum. The drum, I use the sample pack from Mastercraft. You can see his picture there. I'm showing it because Mastercraft has been like one of the greatest producer for me. He has inspired a lot of us music producers, and shout out to Mastercraft, guys. So yeah, so let's go straight to the point. Let me play it and you should listen to how the drum loop sounds. Hmm. Mastercraft samples are so heavy, right? So most time I added like some other percussion under it, like shakers and all those things. And I kind of like cut. If you check the waveform, you're gonna see I cut, like I did some little bit cut just to make the samples not sound the same. So that's how it sounds. It sounds so great, guys. So yeah, and I added this my my conga, like conga from my impact. It's like a sample, under. So yeah, and then I had like a kick under the sample, and I did like a little bit low chord, some EQing under my kick. Sure. So let me just play it and show you people how it sounds before we go to the vocal. So this is how the kick sounds. So I did like high pass, low pass, but this time around I was having the low end much. So yeah, let's go to the vocal and let me play the before and how the vocal was sounding before and how it became clean.
Trouble my last for a night, joy comes in the morning. Everything is gonna be okay, make you know they worry at all. Cause my father, she key, make you know they worry at.
So let me take you through my vocal chain and show you what I did there. First of all was the compressor. Yeah, this compressor is from Prisoners. I control like my release, my attack. If you check on the screen, you can see the number of my, like what the digit I use. So trust me, if you follow it beat by beat, you can actually just create your own preset too with it. So I did like 35.0 meter seconds from the release, from the attack, I mean. Then threshold was minus 5.56 dB. Yeah. So that was it for the for my compressor. And then next on my list was actually my Pro EQ. As usual, guys, I love using the Pro EQ. So the Pro EQ, this is it. Let me put it on. So I did a lot of cutting, a lot of fixing. Yeah, I did a lot of fixing here. And trust me, this
Trouble my last
this
for
is more like my
night, joy
surgical
comes in the
EQ.
morning. Gonna be okay, make you know they worry at all. Cause my
So next, most time I do like this. I use this EQ for correction, and try to fix like some bad frequencies that I have in my mix, like some of the frequencies that I don't like, the mid frequency, some of the muddy, like when the vocal is so muddy, I cannot correct it with it. And then yeah, next on my chain was the fat channel from Prisoners. This is one of the amazing stuff. So what I use on this fat channel, I just use the gate to control like sometimes you have this breath and all the noise. Most time I kind of control some empty space just to hold it. I don't like my vocals to have noise, you know. Yeah, that's what I did with this, and you can check the digit there. Um, Trust me, you can use the same thing or do something different. I'm literally just showing you a process of how I created this. And I use the compressor too here, but the compressor I don't do much on it, as well as the gate. The gate is the main reason why I'm here. And with the EQ too, I still add a little bit EQ. So trust me, when you're mixing, your EQ is like the biggest thing for you. And I use my EQ a lot. I utilize my EQ a lot, and I do a lot of chord and chord and chord and chord till the vocal sounds very great and nice, you know. Yeah. So guys, that's just it. Then next on my list was the Fresh Air from Slate Digital, and trust me, I love using this most like almost every time. And the reason why I use this is because I kind of like add some little bit brightness
Trouble my last for
to
night,
my
joy comes
vocals.
in the morning.
Yeah, if you pay attention to it, you see how it sounds. And then yeah, the next one was my CLA 3A. That's from Wave. So I kind of do like peak reduction and then added like 6 dB gain. So that was literally like just what I did there, and it kind of like pushed my vocals up. The next was my Deezer. That's from the Wave. You know, the Deezer stereo from the Wave. And what I did was just to use the preset called Full Mix. And yeah, sometimes I use like the other ones, but this one was the one I needed for my vocal just to affect the whole vocal. And followed by Suit. I love using Suit a lot. Suit kind of like controls some of my bad frequencies. I put it at the end of the almost like close to the end of the vocal chain, and it does a lot of work for me down there, you know. So yeah, the depth, I don't touch other things, but I only touch just the depth, you know. I just play around with just the depth. Trust me. And then next one was my last EQ, that's Money EQ, which is from Wave. I love using this Money EQ so much because I use that one to finalize how my vocal sounds. I mean the lows, the highs, I control a lot of stuff from down, like from the Money EQ. That's like more like my last distance. So yeah. So you can literally just use this to control. Trust me, I use like almost 4 EQs or 3 EQs here, and you can actually you see I did like the high pass filter thing to remove some of the low end. So trust me, yeah, you can actually just go through it and touch it, and the way it sounds good to you and how you want it to sound. That's literally how I do my thing, and I don't do much. I just cut like the make sure I control the frequencies as make sure my frequencies are sounding very good and as it's supposed to sound. So yeah, guys, that's my vocal chain for my lead vocal. So I'm gonna play like without the chain and with the chain. Just pay attention and hear how it sounds.
Trouble my last for
This
night, joy
without the
comes
chain.
in the morning. Everything is gonna be okay, make you know they worry at
Now with the
all.
chain.
Cause my
Let's play with the chain now and hear how it sounds. You're gonna hear the difference. It's very clear. You know.
trouble my last for night, joy comes in the morning.
Sorry, let me turn on my FX.
Everything is gonna be okay, make you know they worry at all. Cause my
Now, okay, with the FX on too.
trouble my last for night, joy comes in the morning. Everything is gonna be okay, make you know they worry at all. Cause my fire.
Yeah, so guys, that's how my lead voice was mixed. Then next, I'm gonna take you to the second vocal, which was KK Too Nice. KK Too Nice did an amazing job on this song, and let me play his
I
part.
believe, say, in a table to my father, he go answer me. I believe, say, yes, so she ne anye regaski the kumare I. Assurance is the light at the end of the tunnel. God's way, no be man way.
Yeah, so that's it. And now let me take you through his vocal chain. KK Too Nice vocal chain was very simple, and I kind of like use different things because everybody with his vocal texture. So yeah, let me show you.
I believe, say, Everything I table to my father, he
So first thing was my compressor, the normal compressor. Same thing I use on my own vocal. And then next was my EQ. It's called Pro EQ from the Presonus. So yeah, I used it on this vocal and I did like a call from the mid frequency. And then yeah, I added some highs if you check it there. And then kind of like added some frequencies, because his voice was kind of warm and I needed like some highs. So that was literally what I did, on KK2 Nice Voice. And I also did like I did like the low, I did a cut from the low because the vocal was kind of sounding so too much like heavy and I don't want it to sound that heavy. Anything from the axis, I don't like it there. So yeah, that was it. And I still use like my normal Pro EQ again to kind of like correct it because as I mix, I don't hear it sound so good. I will just work on it. This is it. This was the EQ, and I did like some corrective EQ. I use it as corrective EQ to correct some frequencies that are not really nice for me. So yeah, let me play the vocal and
I believe, say, everything I table to my father, he go answer me. I believe, say, yes, she ne anyere gaskiya da kuma da.
so that was it. And then
I believe, say, everything I table to
this is
my father,
actually
he
with
go
the
answer
EQ.
me. I believe, say, yes, she ne anyere gaskiya da kuma da. I
So you have to pay attention to it. And that's it. Fat channel as usual. I did the same thing. I kind of like control the gate and high pass filter and all the stuff and added a little bit of release as usual. Compressor, I didn't do much on it. I just left the preset the way it is. The EQ, I kind of like added like a little bit mid for it. Guys, it's just a lot, man. I just keep doing on this specific voice like till it sounds great the way I want it. Now the next thing was my fresh air as usual. I added the fresh air to give him like a little bit more of brightness and I left it at 14 and I didn't do anything on the mid air. I only did on the high air. So that's it. And then next on my list was actually the CLA. So let me show you how
I believe, say, everything I table to my father, he go answer me.
So this was my CLA, CLA 3A as usual. So his vocal was very low. I only did like an addition on the gain. I didn't do reduction. If you check very well, you'd observe that. So yeah, that was it. And then finally to control the S sound, I had to go back to my de-esser, and let me show you how the de-esser sound like, you know. So this was the deezer. I have to like control the S sound. So I noticed that the mic he used was actually a different mic, and he had like this pop mic sound, the pop sound. So I have to like go use this mic, mink pop vocal. So I have to like control those things. Yeah, most time I use that a lot to control those frequencies. So yeah, guys, that's it. And so let me play without the vocal preset, and then I'll play it with the vocal preset so you hear how it sounds. All right.
I believe, say, everything I table to my father, he go answer me. I believe, say, yes, she ne
You can hear the
anyere
vocal is
gaskiya
very
da
dry.
kuma da.
Now let me play it with the preset so you hear how it sounds.
I believe, say, everything I table to my father, he go answer me. I believe, say, yes, she ne anyere gaskiya da kuma da.
Now with the preset and the effects and everything.
I believe, say, everything I table to my father, he go answer me. I believe, say.
Yeah, so that's it. And then so let me take you to what I added on my FX channel, like the that's the listen. So I have like the CLA, on the lead voice. I have like the CLA 76 on my FX channel. So most time I use that as my more like a parallel compression. Yeah, more like a parallel compression most time. So I add it up on my FX channel to make that vocal up front. So I don't do much. I use one preset. I use a preset on it, and
I believe, say, everything I table to my father, he go answer me.
you can hear how it makes the vocal sounds very heavy, and at the same time the vocal sound like very upfront, like just upfront. So trust me, yeah, I use a preset there called in your face. So most time on that. Yes, and then next is my Fab filter, you know, the Fab filter Pro R. I use it and it's a 5.59 seconds. That's for the space, Then the decay level I left it at 137%, Then the mix, my mix, I'm always putting it at my stereo, sorry. My stereo is always on that percentage, and then mix is always on on 100. Yeah, trust me. So that's just how I do my own. I don't really stress myself about it. Yeah. And trust me, I kind of like control. I have like an EQ, the Pro R comes with an EQ, so I kind of like control the EQ and cut down some bad frequencies here that I don't want. And that's what makes my vocal to sound like that, you know. So you can actually use your own way, your own method, but this is literally like my own way of doing it. This is a way you can actually do. You can actually put like an EQ on the channel. So, but this is just my own way. So let me show you. On my own channel, this is what I did too for my FX. Same thing, CLA76. Then Pro R2, the same thing, but I kind of like control the space, and then so I literally just use this for most especially the Pro R. I love using that Pro R a lot because it makes my vocals sound like, somehow, for those of you that love using reverb. And then though I add another reverb too, I use like 2 reverb or 3 on my vocal depending on what I want to achieve, Yeah, it's actually my preference. Then the fourth one was the Valhalla room. So if you check very well, the mix was 100%. Then I kind of like play around with the decay level. Then I use a preset called the large room most time on the Valhalla. So I use the large room. And then if you check on my fab filter, I kind of like I make sure that it's not going too much, like the send level is not much. So most time that's just how I do, like I kind of do to control it. And then I don't touch a lot of knobs here. I don't touch a lot of knobs here. I just kind of like play around with the decay level and the mix level. So yeah, that was it. So let me play the other one. Let me show you the other one, which was my delay. It wasn't much, and I just added like some ping pong preset, and it was just there.
Everything is gonna be okay, make you know they worry at all. Cause my father, she nesarki, make you know.
Yeah, so now back to my BGVs. I'm gonna show you how my BGVs got to sound this way. Like, I mean, how my BGVs got to sound so much, So guys, in case you're new to my YouTube channel, make sure you subscribe to my channel in order to get positive teachings like this. I teach in the simplest way you can ever understand. And in case you don't understand anything, make sure you just ask me like questions. So now let's come back to the BGVs. The BGVs, what I did is I kind of like control a whole lot of stuff. Like I kind of control the gain while I was recording, and my recording volume don't used to be much, but let me just play it, so you hear how it sounds, so that we now take it step by step from there.
I believe within everything is okay. I believe that everything is gonna be alright. I believe.
Yeah, so if you pay attention, you'll discover that there's this delay and all those things there. But let me just play it without the preset, so you hear how it sounds.
I believe.
Hey God, it sounds so harsh.
With him everything is okay. I believe that everything is gonna be alright. I believe.
So that's it. And now let me play with the preset.
I believe with him everything is okay. I believe that everything is gonna be alright. I believe.
Yeah, guys. So in case you need this preset, is I'm actually gonna drop like my Telegram number, and you reach out to me and you can purchase the preset from there. But let's go straight to the point. I use the compressor as usual on this one, like same compressor, and then I did like my release was much, and then my attack tool was much this time around because it's my BGVs, and I just don't. That's just how it was sounding good for me. Make sure your ears are actually your friend when it comes to mixing and mastering. So next was my threshold. My threshold was minus 11.16 dB. Yeah. Then my ratio, and trust me, I just tweak around a little bit. I don't do trial and error. Yeah, but this preset is actually available in case you don't want to stress yourself. You just want to get it to just add it to your BGVs and it sounds great. That's all. I can actually give you that. Next was my Pro EQ. That's my Pro EQ from from Presonus. So I added like the highs a little bit because I needed that sharp that shimmer sound on the vocal, to give it that brightness. Even though I'm still gonna add like some other stuff, but I was just kind of adding the frequencies that are missing, you know. So note, I do this thing step by step while I'm mixing, so you can actually be hearing those differences from there, and you get to control it. Then next was my SSL EQ. Yeah, the SSL EQ stereo, and I use a preset called backing vocals. Then after I use that preset, then I kind of like control whatever I want. I never wanted to hear, just to make sure everything sounds great. So guys, yeah, that's it. And what else? I control like the low frequency and um the mid frequency, the low mid frequency, the high mid frequency, and just to make sure the vocal was sounding very great. And then next, I actually went ahead to add like the Infinity EQ. This Infinity EQ is actually one of the greatest EQ I've ever used. It controls like almost everything for me, even though I love Pro EQ, but I still love it, you know. So it control like a whole lot of stuff, like a whole lot of frequencies. I kind of like have it to the harsh frequency here. I kind of use it to control those harsh frequencies that was around this part of it. So I use the graph most time when I'm using it. I don't even pay attention to it. So trust me, in between the 2K and so I kind of like control the frequencies there. Trust me, and that was how I got to achieve this BGVs. And yeah, and then I did something on the high mid frequency to just control like some frequencies there too as well. I use this very well for my correction. This is Infinity EQ from Slate, so you can actually get it. Yeah.
I believe within everything.
Now the de-esser. So I used the Pro de-esser this time around because I wanted to control a lot of bad frequencies, a lot of S, because it was like a choir. I wanted this song to sound like too many vocals, so I have a lot of people singing, and you get to hear like S from the lady and sh from the lady. Yeah. Then next was my the fresh air. As usual, I added it on the 18, depending on how I wanted it to sound. So let me just show you how I kind of like control it. So, and I left it at the high air. I left it at 18. Then the other one on 9. Yeah, nothing much. Then next one was my CLA 3A. This is where I did a lot of stuff. So I used that preset called Start Me Up, and now come back to kind of like control the gain and peak reductions very well, because I don't like to hear my vocals sounding too loud, and I just want it to sound moderate and soothing to the ears. So yeah, I did it again, like I added the gain around 6 point something dB, right? Yeah. 6.4 something, yeah, thereabout. So then next was the Isa from Wave. Let me open it so you see what I did there. Yeah. So I kind of like control it because I used the full mix since it was for everybody on the BGV. So I used the full mix and just to control it. And trust me, this time around I brought down the the threshold level was 42. Now this is without it and with it. So that was it. And then the money EQ as usual, I always use it. For those of you that follow me a lot, you know I use it a lot because I love this EQ. So this EQ was where I kind of like remove some of those muddy sound that you heard from beginning while I was playing it. If you pay attention on the beginning, you will hear that the frequency was kind of muddy, the vocals were kind of muddy, and this was where what I did. I kind of like remove it and nothing much. Yeah. Then the next thing, you know, of course, suit suit comes in. So I use the soft vocal treble, you know, preset up there, and then I control like the depth, you know, just to have the vocal sounds very soft, you know. Yeah. Then next was my Pro Q3. Where's my Pro Q3? I actually had the Pro Q3 at the end of the chain, just to make sure I have a very good vocal dynamic at the end, you know, to sound very great. So let me open it and show you what I did there, and so you hear you see which frequency and which frequency I was able to control. So these are the frequencies. Yeah, I did around 146 hertz. I kind of like cut there around 146.86 hertz. I control it. Let me play it for you so you hear it. And yeah, no need of playing it. So that was what I did, and I kind of like I just played and then keep hearing what the frequencies I don't need on the mix, right? So just for me to like correct everything and so that it sound very good, you know. I wanted the vocals to, like the BGV to sound as soft as possible, so I was kind of controlling all these things just to have a very soft BGVs. So on my sense, which is my FX, I added the Pro R. That's from FABFILTER. Sorry, 2.73 seconds. That's the space, and then the decay level was 84%. Right? Yeah. Then the stereo was 120 because I wanted the vocal to be large and have like so much space, and that was it. And my mix was on 100, and I did like EQ control as usual, just not to have like a sort of distracted reverb, yeah, on my mix. So that's it. And then next one, let me check the next one. The next one was so let me open it and show you. The next one was this choir vocal, you know. This I use this a lot because for you to have like merge vocals from your vocals to sound like your BGVs to sound like the choir, you know. You have to use this. I use it a lot most time to control it, and I enjoy it. So you have like you can actually go around and change it. This is from Autotune. That's the same company with Autotune, so you can actually just check it. Yeah, Antares. Then the next one was there's still another one from Antares. I used it too. It's called the duo vocal. So the duo vocal, yeah, I used it too. Auto doubler is actually an auto doubler, and I used it too. And I just add it. I don't do anything to it. I don't touch any knob there because I just love the way it sounds when I add it to my vocals, my most especially my BGVs. And yeah, that's just literally like what I do. Then next one, as usual, you were hearing it, my delay, my H delay from Wave, and what I did here was just the ping pong thing.
I believe with him everything is okay. I believe.
So I did the ping pong thing, and then I kind of like controlled like the high pass and the low pass so that I should not have like any distraction on my delay, you know. So and then I make sure I sync it to my BPM and all those things. So it's a normal thing as a mix engineer. You're supposed to know first of all your BPM. You have to set it in accordance and while mixing. And even for the fact that I actually make the beat on this specific template, on send template with everything. So yeah, that's it, guys. So that was what I used for my delay. I use the H delay a lot. I use the H delay a lot. So you can actually just be, for you might be another delay, but that was just it, guys. And yeah, sometimes I kind of like control like the low pass, like I said earlier. So let me just show you. So I kind of like add it up to till I'm not hearing like distracted delays on my vocals. So let me play it and so you hear how it sounds like with the delay.
I believe with him everything is okay. I believe that everything is gonna be alright. I believe.
So you kind of hear it on that, and it's sounding like, you know, it's giving you that kind of responding kind of stuff on that there. So that's just it. That's just basically like how I mixed this whole vocal, and trust me, there was nothing much I did on it. That was just the magic I did, you know, the magic I had on the production, and that's how everything got to sound so great, guys. And let me play everything so you hear it, and you know.
I believe with him everything is okay. I believe, Lord, I believe that everything is gonna be alright. I believe, I believe.
Yo, so now it's time for me to show you a simple tricks of the mastering I did on this specific song. So yeah, this is it. I use the ozone for my mastering, you know. So for this specific song, I use ozone. I have different way of mastering. So, but this time around, I'm gonna just show you the ozone. So first of all, I kind of like I use the EQ, the dynamic EQ. Yeah, first of all, in fact, I had to like select a preset, and because I needed my there's a kind of way I want my stuff to sound. Then before I now come back here to control like the frequencies and make sure they are sounding well for me. So the EQ I added like a little bit low, and I there was something, the mid frequency was much, so I had to like control the low mid frequency at some point, which is the number 2 there, and then the number 3 was missing, which is like the highs. So I kind of like control all those frequencies just to have a clean mastering, you know. So if there was not any other one, I would still use that plus sign to add another one to control another one, you know. So that's just it. And the next stuff I used was the stabilizer. I added the stabilizer just to have my mix sounding like uniform. I don't know if you understand. Then I use this impact a lot most time. I just I think the colors represent the frequency. So let me play it. So this is it. This is high frequency, you know. This is the high mid frequency, and then you know, you can just literally control everything. And then let me show you the other one. Yeah, so you literally just control everything and pay attention to how loud the frequencies can be. So I love using this because it kind of like shows me how my frequencies are much on the mix I'm currently mixing. Yeah, so let me take you on the low mid frequency. I think I still have that one for the low mid the low mid frequency and the low frequency. Yeah, I still did the same thing. I reduced the low because the low was kind of much. I've already added it. Can you hear how deep it sounds? So I kind of control it. You know. So guys, that's just what I use this impact for. And yeah, like impact. And same thing with imager. Yeah, trust me, same thing with the imager too. I use the same thing just to reduce and increase, you know. Then the dynamic, that's the dynamic. So the maximizer is where I kind of like come here to do like the final gain staging, yeah, for my mastering. So I kind of like control the threshold, and then make sure I have like a very required volume for streaming platform most time. Yeah, most time I always use minus 11.0 LUFS. Yeah, for mix engineers, you know what I mean, mixing and mastering engineers. So trust me, guys, this is more like a process of how to mix an Afrobeat. And if you need my preset, you can send me a DM. If you feel like you can create it, you can create it yourself. And yeah, so you can actually use a reference track, just to kind of like use your mix. But I don't use it most times. So yeah, that's all. And then that's just all, guys. So thank you so much for staying here. I'm gonna just end the whole class here. Thank you so much for always supporting me, and make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel and share this video with somebody that you think you want them to learn new thing today. And in case you have any problem or what you don't understand, you can do well to send me like uh to comment. You can do well to comment on this video and let me know what you want me to teach you, or what you feel. You can suggest and tell me, okay, this is what you think I should really do next time. And trust me, I'm always here to explain as little as I can, as simple as I can, just for you to understand. So guys, that's all. Thank you so much for staying by. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. I love you.